That beautiful, perfect layered shape. I have a couple of mannequins. I have some male mannequins and female mannequins, but here is the secret to making sure you've got that perfect layered shape when getting your haircut. One, this is a decision you need to make as the client, and you have to make sure that you know how short you want your layers to be. Because if you go in and maybe get a random haircut and you're just not really too sure about what you want, you're indecisive, the stylist isn't sure, you don't give them any guidelines, AKA you have to say, oh, I want my first layer to fall here and then kind of flow back into everything. Or I want really, really short layers and I want it to be very, very feathered and I want the hair to be like maybe this long on top. Like there's a lot of things that really come into play when you want that perfect layered shape. Another thing, this is based off of my experience as a professional, is unfortunately not every hairstylist or even barber is up to par with their skills to create a layered shape or understand how to do it properly. So in my career, the majority of haircuts that I've fixed from people coming in wasn't even that the haircut was so awful, it was just that the layering was unbalanced. There was a lot of uneven Stevens going on out there. For example, if one part of your hair is really, really short and then the other part is really long, the layers are uneven. So I always ended up going in making sure that those haircut layers were even Steven. That is half the battle right there. That solves most of the issues, is when you can make sure that you're getting I know it sounds crazy, a good haircut, believe it or not, right? A simple, good haircut. That is one phase. The next phase is, once again, is how long or how short do you want your layers? So the longer your layers, right? Remember, layering is a technique that is designed to remove weight. It also gives shape. So if you hold a layer here and it falls here, this determines how high this is when you hold it up. This determines where it's going to fall on your head. So if you're one of those people who cuts your hair at home and you want to see how short the layers are going to be, well, all you have to do is hold the hair up and bring it down like this. This is where your layers are going to fall. That's going to be a lot of layering. You have to make sure that you know how to cut hair properly, that when you're cutting it, it's all blending, okay? If the hair is not blending, then you're going to have a big issue. And then you start to go into a deep dive where you feel lost, you're not sure where to cut your layers. That's why I always say go to a really good professional. Find someone who's good at cutting hair and pay them. And I know a lot of you have actually watched my videos and stopped going to professionals because you think you do a better job yourself at home. I mean, that's amazing. But another thing is, the techniques you're using. So layering really comes down to how you're holding the hair from the head. It's very, very technical. If you're watching this and you're asking, how do I do this? Look, I've been cutting hair for over 30 years. Trained with some of the best in the world. Very extensive training in hair cutting. I'm not going to be able to, you can't expect the same results from me or other professionals by watching one haircut video. This is very complex. If you are, however, an individual who really, really grasps things really good and picks up on it and is very technical and understands everything, then I wish I could be you because it took me a long time to figure this out. The techniques themselves, your arm position, your body position, the elevation, what angle, are you holding it straight this way? Are you going shorter to longer? Are you, there's so many things that, when it comes to haircut shapes that are really, really important, you need to understand shapes and techniques. I created downloadable PDF ebooks. They're only $10 each, one for women's hair, one for men's hair, that help you understand haircut shapes and the best face shapes for those types of haircuts. It's just as important as, what's the best haircut for my square face? Well, maybe a square layered haircut is gonna make your hair look even more square. That's what no one talks about. So you can get them right here. They're $10 each, right? You can save yourself so much money and get better results by understanding that. So that's one thing. Now I'm gonna go over a couple more mannequins right here. Here is one that I know a lot of you are going crazy over, the infamous TikTok haircut style. You all want the TikTok haircut. And I know that this is something that you all want to say, how do I get this? How do I get this? First of all, I have like probably 80 videos here on my YouTube channel talking about how to get this. But the one thing you have to understand to get this perfect layered shape is all of this has to be balanced and blended the right way. Meaning, the only way to achieve this is by getting a good haircut. I've had so many people reach out to me, salon guy, you know, my son or this one or that one, you know, their hair, they want their hairstyle like this, but they're not getting it. Well, it's because they're getting a crappy haircut. Stop spending $300 on your highlights and straighteners and spending $6 on your son's haircut. I mean, what's the difference? You care more about your hair than their hair, so you have to really treat them and look at their hair. If they want a really good haircut like this, you have to make sure you're getting them the best service they possibly can get. Stop cheaping out and just because, oh, it's my kid, I don't care. Well, guess what? Your kid is going to be miserable because they have an awful haircut. So make sure that you are taking whoever it is in your household to someone who can cut hair, all right? Now, this all is based off of the length of hair. You can see the length comes down to about the bridge of the nose. If you have a child in the house and their hair comes up to the middle of their forehead, but they want a haircut like this, grow it out for another 2 months, okay? Make sure that once the hair is long enough, you then find that person who can give this look. Next thing, it is important to understand, once again, about the haircut shapes and the layering process and a good haircut. This is all a balanced, layered haircut, and you can see all these pieces when I pull this up. Watch what happens. See how all this is going? It's because all of it is layered, and it's layered by me holding the hair out like this and cutting it that way. So having the right haircut, once again, even on shorter hair like this, which allows the hair to move freely. I got another one. This one is more of a shorter, traditional feathered haircut. Now this, believe it or not, I know some of you may be thinking, oh, it's outdated or it's a short haircut, who cares? Believe it or not, this is probably one of the hardest haircuts to do, and this shows off the layering more than anything else. If you can achieve, and I did this haircut, if you can achieve this perfect flow right here, watch this. I'm gonna take my comb. This is my carbon comb, which I sell. Listen to this thing, solid. I sell this on my website. This is a carbon comb. If you can go like this and look at how beautifully soft those layers are. Look at that. And I know some of you are thinking, salon guy, oh my gosh, no one can cut hair like this, and please help me. I can't help you find anybody. I have no idea who cuts hair in Texas or Oklahoma or Kansas or Florida. I have no idea, okay? Maybe New York and New Jersey, I have a bit more contacts, and maybe one or two in California, but this all comes down to pure skill level. This is all about creating a balanced, even shape. Even Steven is the name of the game for this because it's a fully, perfectly cut, symmetrical hairstyle to where everything is just perfect. That's what it comes down to. This is pure skill. If the hair is too long for something like this, you're gonna have a longer feathered layered haircut. If it's too short, you're gonna have a flat top at this point, okay? And then here's one other one where, say some of you have a side parting like this, right? Now the side part, yes, this is layered on this side. It's slightly layered on this side. However, we have to understand is that the layering depends on where you want this, because you can have really short layers here and then super long here. Then it just becomes almost like a disconnected haircut. It's a different type of look. If you want to have a balanced layered shape where you have some length in through here, you have some length in through here, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that all of it is symmetrical. So the volume is here and the volume is here. So everything is balanced. And once again, what do you call this? The length. Look how long that is. So you need to make sure if you want to have that beautiful, nice flow going across, it's all layered. You can see right in through here. Look how nice that looks. It's all layered. And it all looks really, really, really good. So I think moral of the story is, one, find someone who knows what the heck they're doing when it comes to hair cutting. Stop complaining about getting bad haircuts. Stop complaining about your kid they can't get the right hairstyle, but you're taking them to someone who cuts hair for $6 a haircut and spends 3 minutes on them. Really find someone who knows haircut shapes. And if you want to learn more about haircut shapes, or you want to learn more about haircutting, I have over 3,000 videos here on YouTube. Maybe you've never seen me before or never come across my channel. I'm one of the OGs, I'm a dinosaur. I was one of the first hairstylists on YouTube to create a brand for himself. I started 15 years ago. Go and search layered haircut, The Salon Guy. TikTok haircut, The Salon Guy. Search that in YouTube and you'll find all of my videos. If you want to purchase any of my products, you can use code YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com. You can get the ebooks right in here for $10 each. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.